We've noticed that this new Prime Minister is our first of Indian heritage. He's a Hindu. He's very young to be Prime Minister, and he's richer than the King. But what is Rishi Sunak actually going to do? Over the course of the day, we've had some broad hints, so let me try a little light decoding. First, he is going to take unpopular decisions to cut spending and/or raise taxes. No surprise there. Thanks to the pandemic, the Ukraine war, global inflation, and Liz Truss's exuberant experiment, Britain now faces a black hole in the public finances of between 30 and 40 billion pounds. What Sunak called in Downing Street this morning a profound economic crisis. He spoke frankly of his predecessor's mistakes, while saying he admired her restlessness. Good word, restlessness. I think it's our new Prime Minister's euphemism for mad as a box of frogs. He'd been chosen to fix the mistakes the frogs had made, which meant difficult decisions. Question is, Rishi, which decisions? As we heard on yesterday's show, he's a spreadsheet kind of guy, but he also knows that his maximum personal popularity happened when he splashed public money during the pandemic. And out today, outside Number 10, he was very keen to remind us of that. We'd seen him, he said, during COVID, doing everything I could to protect people and businesses, adding, I promise you this, I will bring that same compassion to the challenges we face today. Now, if that means anything, and I devoutly hope it does, it suggests he will not be making cuts at the expense of the poorest. So perhaps he will be uprating benefits in line with inflation. The rest of what he said, promising integrity, professionalism and accountability at every level, and in what seemed like a swipe at Boris Johnson, promising to unite the country, not with words, but with action, was interesting enough, but frankly predictable. For me, the most alarming thing Sunak told us was, I am not daunted. Now, in my experience, when politicians bother to say they are not daunted, it's time for the rest of us to rummage around from the Kevlar helmets and the flak jackets. Apart from his words, Sunak's other signals this afternoon consisted in the reshaping of government, the sackings and resignations and then the hirings. He said he wanted to be inclusive and reach out to all parts of the party. Jeremy Hunt stays as Chancellor, James Cleverly stays at Foreign, Ben Wallace at Defence. An important message there to Ukraine. Michael Gove, we think, is returning to levelling up, and Grant Shapps, who briefly fizzed with Liz, is business. More controversially, Suella Braverman, who dreams of flying migrants to Rwanda, is back after 6 days out as Home Secretary. But with the departure of Jacob Rees-Mogg and Brandon Lewis, Kit Malthouse and Chloe Smith and Wendy Morton, it looks like a pretty dramatic clear-out of backers of both Truss and Johnson. And as with those two, back when, the biggest threat to Sunak right now is probably disloyalty on the back benches. In which case, this bold reshuffle showed us just how quietly confident our remarkably youthful Prime Minister really is.